coming out this Saturday. It's on April Fool's Day, but it ain't no April Fool's. It's gonna be live in effect. Johnny Britt will be in the building bringing it hard with the Marvin Meets Miles After We Play tour. So I just want to kind of plug that before we kind of get into it. Yeah, man. But you know, they kind of call me an OG. You can call me an OG if you want to.
Yeah.
I've been doing this thing for like a long time. I have a book that's going to be coming out this summer. It's my autobiography. And my story starts in Cleveland, Ohio, where I started playing trumpet, and I was in a band with Arsenio Hall.
Get out of town. Wait. What did Arsenio do?
Arsenio played drums.
He play drums.
Okay. No, he did play drums.
I'm saying I'm talking about from back in the day. Yeah, I remember. He did play drums.
Yeah, but I met him. We were in school band together. I was playing trumpet, and he was playing the percussion section. And we linked up, put a band together. We used to rehearse at his mother's living room, dog. We used to rehearse in his mother's living room. They lived on the side of this liquor store on 131st and Miles in Cleveland, Ohio. And we used to have to walk around the liquor store to go into the side door to get to his mother's house. That's what we used to like, that's what we had our dreams of, getting out of the inner city of Cleveland, Ohio to get into the entertainment industry. And he's a dear friend of mine, but it's all in the book. But after that, I went to Paris, France, had the great opportunity to study in Paris, France, where I'm fluent in French. And I studied trumpet. I'm a trumpet player and I'm a singer and a piano player. And I studied at the prestigious Conservatoire de Versailles under the tutelage of Roger Delmont, who was the first trumpet player in the Paris Opera. And from there, I went to Chicago, got discovered by Otis Williams of the Temptations, the founding member of the Temptations. And I became the youngest ever musical director for the Temptations. And that allowed me to be the co-music producer for the Emmy Award-winning film, The Temptations, which of course you all have seen. So you don't know me, but you know me because you've heard a lot of my records. Now it's featured in the movie La La Land, playing that trumpet solo right in front of Eiffel Tower. I'm the trumpet soloist on the movie Hidden Figures. I've done a lot of stuff, so you know me, and I'm so happy to have my brand new album. It's called After We Play It, just dropped a week ago. So these shows we're doing are CD release parties. And I'm telling you right now, dog, this is a Grammy Award-winning album. I wrote, produced, and arranged every song on the record. On this record, we have George Benson on the record. We have Will Downing on the record. We got Joe Albright on the record. We got Peter White on the record. We got Lil Anthony on the record. We got Tom Brown on the record. You want me to keep going?
No, hey, listen, you rocking out, bro. You rocking out. Keep doing your thing. I love it.
It's really hot, as you can tell the excitement in my voice. I'm starting off the year fantastic. I have a #1 single on the radio nationwide, and I was trying to tell you, like, I'm a cross between Marvin Gaye and Miles Davis, and I really am. So that means that like my #1 record is a contemporary jazz record where I'm only playing the trumpet, and we hit #1 on media base, #1 in the country.
Congratulations!
Thank you, man. It's my joint called After We Play. It's called After We Play, and it's featuring Peter White. And went #1 in the country as an independent artist. You know how rewarding that can be to know that all of your resources and independent hookups help make a #1 record. So that was my first single called After We Play with Peter White. Make sure you check it out. And then this is still the first single, but it's on the R&B side, and it's called Butterflies. That's a song that you have, and that's what me as a singer. I'm singing a duet with Will Downing. I put the trumpet down, singing a duet with Will Downing, and we're in the top 50 on R&B, and that's really a hard nut to crack. When you ain't got the ends,
right?
To make it worldwide. But it's doing really well, and like I said, the album dropped about 7 days ago, a week ago. And
One second. I'm sorry. You are doing your thing. You're doing your thing. You got so much. You're a lot in a nutshell. Let's get back to you used to play the drums because we don't skipped over, you gave us
Arsenio did.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to say with Arsenio. You used to play with Arsenio while he, playing the band with Arsenio when he played the drums. All right.
He played with me. How's that?
Oh, hey, sounds good. Hey, yeah, because he don't do it anymore, and you still rocking. Right.
He went the comedy route.
Yeah, facts. Okay, so after the band,
yeah,
then that's when what happened? Well, wait, first, what got you into it? Like, what made you want to get into band? What made you want to play the trumpet?
Well, basically, like, if that's a good question. I'm asked that often. It was funny, man. When I was in like grade school, they didn't have a music program, and I really am an advocate for music in schools. That's one way to keep our kids off the streets, give them some kind of discipline to really, have something, artistic to do, educating themselves. So I'm an advocate for music in schools, and I really wish there were more, and especially in our neighborhoods. When you go to private schools and the rich schools, they got killed. They got the instruments, they got the music teachers, but when you go down in the hood, I don't think we have it like that. But I just want to put that out there. I'm a strong advocate. If it wasn't for, my first music teacher, Miss White, I wouldn't be playing trumpet. She passed out a sheet of paper about different instruments, about if you're interested in playing. And when I saw the trombone has a slide, right? And I was like, man, that's too difficult. And then I saw like the saxophone had all these notes, and I was like, man, that's too many buttons to press, too many notes. But when I saw the trumpet, bro, it had 3 valves. And I said to myself, that can't be that difficult to play with 3 valves. So that's how that's why I chose the trumpet. But come to find out, it's the most difficult instrument to play, the trumpet, because you only have 3 valves and you have a lot of overtones to make the instrument speak. But that's why I chose to play the trumpet. And then so when you're, playing the trumpet, you basically start in school, a concert band, that kind of a thing. And so that's how I met Arsenio. We were both in concert band together. We were doing classical music. We were doing, music for concert, like concert band stuff, And then when we hooked up.
Is this like high school or middle school?
This is junior high school now. We're talking about.
Okay, well, yeah,
And it's funny because Arsenio, he was chubby back then. He was chubby. He was nice. He was nice and chubby back then. Arsenio Hall, I'm telling you, dog. And we hooked up. And we just, I was playing trumpet. He was playing percussion. And man, let's hook up and start a band. And we had a little band. We wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing. But it was the first band that I was really like in. He wanted to be a drummer. But the amazing thing about Arsenio back then is like he used to do magic tricks.
What?
And he would like for example, he would have this, like he would have something like this, and he would do like this, and it would like disappear. I mean, he was like a magician. I was like, man, how do you do that? So Arsenio actually started getting on local TV in Cleveland by doing magic tricks. I mean, he wasn't playing. It wasn't for playing. And so, we after that, we basically went our separate ways. Like I said, I went to Paris, France. I had great honor of studying there, learning the language, meeting the greatest musicians in the world there. And culturally, when you leave the United States, it's a whole, you learn so much because when you locked into the hood, that's all you know.
Right.
But when you get a chance to speak another language, really get down with another culture, it just takes you to another level. It's a cerebral thing, and I really wish more African Americans could have that great opportunity that I had to actually live and study in Paris, France. But from there, I went to Chicago, right? And I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
So I'm in Chicago. You know, I'm in school, college. I'm doing studio work. I've done a lot of movies and jingles. You know, and I go downtown to see this big band downtown Chicago, and I go down to see this big band at this big dinner, and I saw this comedian on the stage, and he had on like all white, and he was thin, and it was Arsenio. I said, man, that's Arsenio, because I know him.
Right.
That's Arsenio. But nobody else knew him. No, he wasn't famous yet. Nobody knew him. And when he got off stage, I ran backstage because he wasn't famous. Wasn't nobody in the dressing room.
Right.
Because he was, man, I went back there. He said, Johnny. I said, Arsenio, man. We said, what's happening, man? I'm like, man, you funny. I didn't know you was that funny. And then we hooked up, and we started hanging out in Chicago, and I'll never forget, we was at his apartment one time, and Johnny Carson was on, and he had like his 8x10 photos like on the table, and he said, Johnny, he says, I want to do that. He said, Johnny, I want to do that, and I said, man, you can, bro. Just keep grinding, keep grinding. And the rest is history, man. All of a sudden, shoot, he brother had his own TV show.
Right.
And I got
very impactful.
Very impactful. And I was blessed to be on his show several times.
Really?
And yeah, of course. Yeah. I played with David Bowie.
What?
The musical director for the Temptations. Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff. So now it's like really full circle because I'm out here in sunny California.
So do you love the trumpet like that? Is that like your next friend? Like that's your this is my rifle, this is my gun. You know what I mean?
Well, it has to be because the trumpet is an unforgiving.
Hey, Ray, we live. Ray.
Yeah, the trumpet is an unforgiving instrument, meaning that it'll kick your ass. Right. If you don't practice it, there ain't nowhere in the world you can play the trumpet. So it's unforgiving. It's the hardest thing that I do in life is the trumpet. Just keeping it happening. So yeah, but I absolutely love the trumpet. I think that makes me unique and different. Like I said, I sing like Marvin Gaye and I play like Miles Davis. That's a lethal combination. And when I tell people that they can't believe it when they hear my Marvin Meets Miles show, they can't believe it. And I want to thank my mother because she was the one that really is the reason that I stuck with the trumpet. Because I'll never forget one time I went to Louisville, Kentucky to see my sister. And I had stopped playing trumpet for a year. And it was because the school I went to didn't have any instruments. And I was always renting them. I never owned my own trumpet. Right. I had to get the trumpet from the school. So the school didn't have any instruments. They didn't even have a band program. So I was out for like a year. And
how did you stay from the streets? Because that right there could have been the period you've been like, yo, yeah, right, I'm going out here and get wild. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't like that. That wasn't in my nature. Nature.
Okay.
No, I was always singing. I'm a fabulous singer. And so I would be in singing groups and I kept myself, cool. Okay. I was never,
so even though you're not labeled as a jazz artist, you keep it cool like jazz though, right?
Well, the thing about it is I am a jazz artist.
You are,
but I'm not. But I'm not only a jazz artist. So that's why I don't. Like I got this joint. It goes right now. I want to make it clear, Johnny B's not new. I've been around for years, highly respected amongst my peers for making good music. People love to hear. Now some of y'all may be confused because of the style I choose. I mix hip hop, jazz, and R&B, y'all. 1, 2, 3. Then I say to the crowd, is it hip hop? Say, it is what it is. Is it jazz? Y'all say. The crowd say, it is what. Is it R&B? Y'all say, it is. Y'all can call it what you want, but I'm talking about myself. So what I do is everything.
Right.
You feel me? It ain't one dimensional. It's jazz, it's hip hop. Check out the new record. Just check out the new record. After we play, it's worldwide, it's everywhere. Okay. And you let me know.
I can tell from what you was just doing that you're a bad man. Yeah. You did that on the fly, like Most people would be
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, I do that, but I got to be in the studio or something like that. Nah,
No,
you just
no.
yeah.
I make sure y'all come to the show in Charlotte in 48 hours, 7 o'clock at the where am I playing at the Middle Sea Jazz Club, Charlotte. Y'all come on out and
Y'all hear that,
check this
North
stuff out.
Carolina? Y'all hear that?
Charlotte, yeah, Charlotte,
Charlotte,
North
North
Carolina,
Carolina. Middle Sea Club,
Jazz Club,
Jazz
48
Club,
hours,
Middle
48
Sea Jazz
hours,
Club.
and then Saturday, don't forget, I'm gonna be at the Tin Pan in Richmond, Virginia.
Man, you moving? You on
I'm
the
moving,
move,
dog.
man? Hey, you
I'm
got
on
to
the
do it
move.
though. Got to do it.
I'm doing like a 60 city tour this summer.
Ooh.
So it's like when y'all see me get that Grammy, y'all gonna be dude. I saw that dude on Mike's show, though. Yo, he did his thing.
Man, I'm already there with it. You already done your thing, so I'm already there. Like, yo, yeah, for real. So,
thank you.
how was it running across Otis? And did the movie really portray who they gave his character to be? Like, was that really him in a nutshell?
You know, that's a really good question, and it's so funny. We were just texting this morning, Otis and I, and he's so proud of me. He says, Johnny, I saw it 30 years ago. That's how long it's been. And he said, you're a special talent. And he says, I'm so happy that you're a very special friend to me. This is Otis from Temptations. Tell me that.
Right.
And I told him, man, it's for life. You know, Otis, of course, I had to do the work, but Otis changed my life by discovering me and making me the musical director for the Temptations. That allowed me to come and live out here in Southern California in this big house. That allowed me to, make the ends and tour the world. That move, it was funny because when I was a musical director for the Temps, Otis just wrote a book called The Temptations, and he signed it to me, right? And the other last surviving original Temptations, Otis, the one with the deep voice like that, he was in the group, when I was a musical director, and he loved me. And he always say, Johnny, I love the way you hear music. I love the way you hear it. But anyway, he signed the book too, right? He's
That's
passed
awesome.
on. He passed on, and Otis is the sole surviving original member of the iconic Temptations.
Right.
And he gave me the book. He gave me the book came out. He gave me the book. Read the book, and the movie is based off of his book.
Oh.
That's how they wrote the movie. It's based off of his book, and
Okay.
and the movie is based off of his book, so it's his life story of what he went through with, because he's the founder of the group, so he put the group together.
Right.
How they put the group together, maybe how they came up with the name, how they got the deal. I think he ran into everything that I read in the book is in the movie, so it's accurate. How he met Berry Gordy in the bathroom. Berry Gordy gave him his card, and they went up there to audition. Yeah, so it's a whole joint. But one really special thing I want to give a very special shout out is to my boy Leon, who played David Ruffin. And he also played the lead singer in the Five Heartbeats. Of course, you guys know him. Mm-hmm. And he was also Little Richard in the Little Richard story. Anyway, I didn't know Leon when I got this job. And I first got it first started out as me being a vocal coach. I'm a vocalist. So I was a vocal coach to the 5 principal actors who are the Temptations. That's where it started. And the vibe was so cool. They asked me like, are you going to stay with us? Are you going to be with us? Because we recorded an album, the whole thing. And at that time, I think I had a 14-day contract. And long story short, the executive producers, they loved so much on how I worked with the guys. Then I had a meeting with them, letting them know that I know the Temptations. I've arranged for them. They've recorded my songs. I've toured the world with them. And I would love to be considered the music producer for this film. And I got the job. Right. So that's how I'm the co-music producer. All the music that you hear in the film, I'm responsible for it. Me and Dan Carlin. But everything is really authentic. And my boy Leon, he played David Ruffin.
Mm-hmm.
And he portrayed David Ruffin. and everything else is casting. You know, it's casting. They casted this guy could be Otis. This guy could be, David
Paul.
Ruffin. This,
Oh
this guy
yeah.
can be Eddie Kendricks. Yeah. So I think they did a great job in casting the movie. Hey, it won an Emmy Award, and to this day, even Otis told me it's the most watched miniseries movie in history. They still they play it, over and over and over and
I'll
over.
watch it
So
still. I love it.
yeah, it's not going anywhere. So yeah, it does portray the life story of the Temptations.
Okay.
And for Otis has always said, John, you will always be a part. When he said you cannot mention the Temptations without mentioning Johnny Britt.
I
That's
was
what he
about
tells
to
me.
ask you that. I was about to say, what made you not join the group? Like, just go ahead and say, yo, I want to be a Temptation. Like one of the, five.
That's a good question. You asked me some really good questions. It's funny, man. When I got the opportunity to become the musical director for the Temptations, the best man at my wedding, who was a very, very, very good friend of mine, he's very smart. He says, Johnny, you want to do the Temptations. He says, you want to do it, but you don't want to do it forever. He says, you want to get in it to get out of it. I never forget he told me that. Because I have some friends that have died being in the Temptations band. Have been in the Temptations band for 30 years, 40, whatever it is. And of course, I know all the guys, and I'm certainly talented enough to become one of the Temptations. But, I've always wanted to be a soloist, which is the name of my book. My book is called The Soloist, right? My book's called, and I've always wanted to be a soloist. So, that never really came up because if you are a Temptation, that's all that you are. You can't be nothing else because they work so much. You don't have time to have your own career. You don't have time for any. I did it. I was on the road. We did 200 shows a year. I did it. So it's like when I would be out there, it's like when are we going home? When can I go home? So I know what that life is like. So I wouldn't want to be a Temptation. I think it worked out for me excellent because I'm a part of the group. Like I said, Otis he's the king. He's the leader and the king and the CEO. I'm like this with him.
Okay.
I'm like this with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm singing on the last album, where he forwarded my book. So I'm with him, but I'm not like stuck and caught up. You dig what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
That's
I got
still
you.
that's still a big stripe. Like that's like that's a stripe that I have that will never leave. A credit that, like when I told you, I could see the expression on your face, and not only yours, but people around the world and everyone. That's a major, major job, that I had and have with. I wouldn't want to, I didn't want to like do it for 30 years, like my friend said. So what happened is I got a record deal with Motown Records.
Okay.
And I had a group called Impromptu. A lot of you guys remember my group Impromptu. Yeah, we came out in 1995. Yeah, we were hot. We were nice. Of course, we had a major label behind us, so we had a budget. We had a legit budget, and we had some legit marketing. So people, even like now as a soloist, one of the great things for me is that a lot of people remember me from Impromptu. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the group that I founded. And like that, I didn't want to do Impromptu like forever. I wanted to do it, for a season. And I did it for a long time. But then after that, it was time for me to move on. Because I've always wanted to be a soloist, which is the title of my book. And then fortunately enough for me, I went on tour with Maxwell. I toured the world with Maxwell. I toured the world with Josh Groban. And then I got a call saying I was working on my very first album after I became a solo artist. And I got a call that Little Anthony and the Imperials, the iconic Little Anthony and the Imperials, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame group, Little Anthony and the Imperials were looking for a musical director and asked would I be interested. And so I said, yeah. I did a couple gigs with them. And he asked me if I could sing background behind the keys. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And so when he heard my voice, little Anthony, basically he made me an offer. He says, "Man, I want you to come up front with us." It's like Otis saying, "Man," it's like Otis saying, "Hey, I want you to be a Temptation."
Right.
But little Anthony said, "Man, I want you to come up front with us." He says, "The offer is yours." You know, so it's great money, same level as the Temptations and stuff. But I told him, I said, "Anthony, I have my own career. That was my only thing because I want to, I'll have my own dreams." He said, "That's all right." He says, "I'll promote you on my stage." He said, "You keep being a soloist. You keep doing what you're doing. But when you with us, I'm gonna give you the stage, which he does. He lets me sell my CDs. I do a solo in the middle of our show that tears the house down every time. He tells people, go get Johnny Britt, whatever." So I'm having my cake and eating it too now. I'm
Right.
playing in front of thousands of people as an Imperial. I did it for 10 years. And I'm making the money, I'm getting the crowd, and I'm still have my own career that I'm like grinding and building. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so it's really been a blessing, and that's where we are now. And I'm really happy. One of the great songs, all the songs are great on this new album, but I was really fortunate to be able to sing a duet with little Anthony, and it's on my new album, After We Play. It's
Awesome.
I think it's gonna it's his it's the song that got him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's called Going Out of My Head. Yes, I think I'm going out of my head.
Oh,
Ooh,
jam.
yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's on the
I know that
new
song.
album.
Okay.
That's on the new album. Everybody
Okay.
knows the song.
Yeah, yeah,
It's been
yeah.
recorded by everybody, but never as a duet with Anthony.
Wow.
And that's what we have on this new After We Play album. And joining us on this iconic song is George Benson on guitar.
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
This is a very serious album, and I
Right.
believe in my heart that with people like you, helping to spread the word and your people, we're going to win a Grammy Award on this album. It's called After We Play.
Definitely. Okay, so with all these iconic people, how do you know which role you play on the albums and these projects? Whether you're gonna be the trumpet man, or you're gonna sing, or do you do both on the track?
When you talking to the executive producer, you talking to the arranger, you talking to the writer,
The
you talking
music
to the
director. Yeah,
producer.
gotcha.
They
Gotcha.
work for me. I do.
Okay.
My album. You got to check out my albums. In a nutshell, on this album, it's half singing and it's half trumpet playing. It's
Okay.
half instrumental in a nutshell. So I make all those decisions. And again, it's a mixture. I sing and play, but like some of the five features more the horn, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the other five featuring more of the vocals.
Okay.
So that's what makes me unique, and that's why you should get this album, because it's not one dimensional. It is what it is.
Right. So how do but how do you know what to do? Whether like, yo, I'm gonna do the trumpet on this one. I'm gonna sing on this one. What creative process do you go through to get those understandings of, okay, this calls for a trumpet, this calls for me to get down with it?
Well, one thing is this: like, I've been doing this for a number of years. I've been doing this for a number of years, so I'm not a rookie at this. So, because I've done it for so long, I spontaneously know where things lie, and I know like what's conducive to the horn. I know what's conducive to the vocals. And to answer your question, it's through experience.
Okay.
You understand? It's through experience, and that's the only logical answer, because no one has ever asked me this. Great question.
Yeah, I'll be everywhere. I'll be everywhere. Yeah, I'll be everywhere with the question.
It's a fantastic question. And no one's ever asked me the question before. It's a great question.
Understood. Okay, so now you, as who you are now, and the child that you started off with the trumpet, and with being into the music and all the come ups of the singing groups you were in as a youth, what would you tell your younger self as who you are now?
Well, what I would tell my younger self is exactly what I tell my younger self, which is my son. Okay. I have a wonderful son, and it's funny because I never forced him into music.
he organically went into it, and I think it was just because of the surroundings by me. But basically, I said, man, if you're gonna get into this thing, and this is what I would tell my younger self, you have to educate yourself. You don't want to be a dummy going into anything. So educate yourself. So, fortunate enough for him, he went to the Berkeley College of Music on a scholarship to educate himself, which he needed to educate himself. So now, he plays trumpet like me, he plays piano like me, he arranges, he composes, he's working at Disney on films and stuff. So I would just say, really,
congratulations.
You want to educate yourself, okay? You can, and he does hip hop, and you can do hip hop, but what happens if you educate yourself, and if you're really good, in order to make it in the music industry, for me, I had to have multiple income streams.
Right.
And unless you just go crazy with one thing and you're making millions of dollars being, whatever it is, a producer, whatever, an artist. But most people are not going to reach that plateau. And my suggestion is, you want to know how to read music. You want to know how to write music. You want to know you got to know what's happening with the hip hop stuff. You got to know technology. You got, you just need to have a range. And so that's what I told my son. I'm like, okay, dude, if you want to get into this music thing, it's cool, but you have to be well-rounded. So that's what I would tell my younger self. And that's what I would tell anyone that wants to get in this game. And I would also always say to anyone who wants to get into the game, if you say, okay, I'm going to give it a year or two, don't even waste your time.
Right.
Do something else. Something else. Because it ain't going to happen. It don't happen like that. It don't happen like that for most of us. So, get your education.
Majority.
If you're into hip hop, be into hip hop, know how to program, know how to, do everything that it requires, if you're a lyricist, just do the whole joint. But, it's my life and it's my world. There you go.
Amen. Is anybody on the panel right now? Do y'all have any questions y'all would like to ask Mr. Britt? If so, go ahead. Ray Tracks. You can unmute and ask if you want to. Miss Blend Princess BB, if you know what I'm saying, I saw you write in the chat that the good brother was sexy. you want to unmute?
I missed that. Can you say it again? Make me feel good. If you're talking about me.
Yeah, unmute, sis. You better come on and just say. Woo, you gonna get yourself in trouble, lady. Come on out.
Well, come on out to the show so I can check you out.
Oh yeah, she up in New York though. She out in New York.
Okay, all right, that's okay.
Are y'all gonna go up that way too?
We're coming up worldwide. Just go to johnnybritt.com. That's on the website.
There you go. So nobody is gonna unmute. Okay. Wait, hold on. Somebody coming. There goes sis. All right, there you go. Go ahead, sis.
Hi.
How you doing, sis?
I'm doing great. I was listening to, you tell your stories about the Temptations. I love the Temptations. I love Lil Anthony and the Imperials. Just continue doing your thing.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you. I'll tell Anthony and Otis. He said that.
Yes, and yeah, I love David Ruffin. Was my number one.
I know. Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting him. Make sure you check out my new album. Okay, it's called After We Play.
Okay.
Johnny Britt. Thank you. Appreciate the support.
And she's also a DJ, so that would be one.
Cool.
She's the Blend Princess of Bed-Stuy. Big big body.
Yeah, just let me know what you need, and we'll get it to you. Okay, any of the records and stuff. Yeah, let us know.
Okay.
Yeah. Any of you guys, we'll send you over MP3s of the records from the album, and y'all could just take it away, have fun, let them know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a question. Is there anybody else in the industry you would like to work with?
It's that's another really good question. I'm on my live thing right now, so I'm really into my tours and stuff. And I just been really listening to a lot of Anita Baker. I've been checking because she's out on tour now, and I been checking out. I always get inspired by folks, and I kind of want to say Anita Baker. I would, she's nice, and I would love to work with her if it was possible. Yeah.
Like, did you ever have a big fan growing up? Like, who was your fan or a fan of?
The first one was Stevie Wonder. That's how I started playing piano because I knew all of his songs. And my mother, she was taking organ lessons and she used to take me downtown with her. And they gave her what you call a chord sheet. And a chord sheet lets you know what notes to play when you see certain names of chords, like a C chord, an F chord, a G chord. So she had this chord chart. And I knew all these Stevie Wonder songs just, as I'm singing them. And I passed by this music store one time. I was really obsessed with Stevie. And I bought a songbook from him. And so it told you what the chords were. And I would look on my mother's chord sheet to show me what notes to play to make it. And I knew how to sing them. And that's how I taught myself how to play piano initially. But Stevie Wonder was the first cat, for me growing up. Mm-hmm. And by the way, if any of the DJs want any of my records, feel free to email me at johnnybritt@mac.com. It's really easy, or go to johnnybritt at johnnybritt.com. Feel free to email me. We'll send you whatever you need. And we really do appreciate the support because we couldn't do it without the DJs for sure.
DJ Unique 336. Salute, brother.
Yeah, man. Let me know. Yeah.
All right. I know you probably tour pretty much all around the world for the most part, though. But was there any place you had ever dreamed of that you wanted to perform at? About your career?
Yeah, that's an easy question. I want to perform in Africa. I've never been to Africa. I've performed in Asia, throughout Europe, and even Brazil, South America. I've never been to Africa, and I just had a show Sunday, and it was very dynamic. My shows are pretty good, and it was a guy from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, and he's like, "Man, we got to get you to Nigeria," and I really hope that happens because I would love to go back to the motherland.
That's what's up. Salute.
Yeah. Thank you, brother, man.
Ray Tracks, you got anything, brother?
Just wanted to say, just keep doing your thing, man, and pushing the envelope for, young cats like myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To, be diverse.
Yeah, that's the key. And you're gonna have some good days, you're gonna have some bad days, but let the good ones outweigh the bad ones. And one thing I'm gonna tell you that George Benson told me, he said, brother, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. So I really take that to heart, and I want to pass that along to you as well.
Oh, I appreciate that, Joe, man, coming from somebody like you.
Thank you.
The chat, know how I operate. So yeah, it's just a pleasure hearing your story, your journey.
And one other thing, this old jazz person told me, because sometimes, I got so many people that are millionaires that blew up, my peers. And man, this cat, I'll never forget, he says to me, Johnny, they put their pants on just like you do. So I think it's those two things that I go by. They put their pants on just like I do. And if you don't believe it, nobody else will. Those are my two pick me uppers, if you will, and drivers that keeps me, boom, 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 keeping it going.
Those. So
yeah.
I'm gonna keep those. I'm gonna add those on to whatever it is. It's already my own.
Absolutely, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Dope.
Yeah. So okay.
What,
Go ahead.
What happened to the pretty lady from New York? I want to see her. She's
Miss
scared?
Big Body. Where you went?
That was where'd you go, Mama?
Come back, BB.
I'm
Come on.
I'm right here.
All right, come on back. Yeah. So make sure you come out to my show when I come to New York. Okay.
Okay, will do.
Cool. Cool.
Do you know
Okay.
when? Do you know when?
I don't know, but just send me an email so I could get you down with our newsletters. You can hit me at johnnybritt.com or
Okay.
johnnybritt at mac.com, and yeah, we always let people know when we're coming.
JohnnyBritt.com. Okay.
Yeah, johnnybritt.com. That's the website, and you can email me there, and I'll have your stuff.
Okay, will do.
Cool.
So in the midst of all that, let me ask you a serious route that music is taken, right? Like with plugins and effects be throwing on vocals and all that stuff. Natural go into there, maybe a little reverb and get out of there, or are you willing to do the situation of the auto tuning and the stuff like that? Are you into that? Any?
Well, I'm not into auto tune at all because I am a real singer and I sing in tune. And I personally, I come from the old school, so it's like, when you go to concerts and people are not singing, and there's auto tune. I mean, singing is an art, and like the test for me is if somebody can sing the national anthem. That lets me know if they can really sing because it jumps in octaves and it's just like raw. It's like you spend a lot of time being a singer, and part of being a singer is breathing right and singing in tune. And if you're not a singer and if you got to use auto tune to sing in tune and all that stuff, look, it is what it is. I mean, that's cool for some people, and it actually is a style in certain genres, which is cool. I personally don't need it, and I personally don't use it. And you never know. I may for an effect one of these days, but I don't really see it. I don't really see it. Just a little bit nice lexicon reverb and a nice little delay to let my voice shine. That's all I need.
I don't hear you using it either. You don't need it.
No. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you don't. You fine just the way you are.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Okay, so in your creative process, what is Johnny Britt doing in the studio, man? When you know what I'm saying? You get your pen and pad. What do? You grab your trumpet first. You get the score sheet first. What you get?
Again, that is a very good question. I'm a piano player,
okay,
and it all starts from the harmonies for me mostly. So normally my songs will develop from a harmonic standpoint, because I'm a piano player. So normally it comes like that. But with that said, like I could hear something, like if I'm in the airport or something, I do it all the time. I just do my little memo on the iPhone, and I will sing. If I'm hearing something that's hot in my head, I'll sing it into the joint, right? But then when I get into the lab, I got I'll put the music to the melodic idea that I created. So yeah, there's no one way of doing it, but that's like two little ways on how I do it.
Okay, and do you have like a studio session full, or you have it everybody out? I'm about to work.
Basically, I like to work by myself. I like to work by myself. I have a studio, and I have a crew. My bass player is Marcus Williams in Atlanta, Georgia. My bass player is in London, England, Dean Mark. And my guitar player is in Chicago. That's Soul Man. And that's like my core rhythm section. I play keys, right? So, I always like to build up the foundation, and I pass it along to them, and they always give me exactly what I want. And I'm basically, that's basically how we do it these days.
Did you take music theory, or you just learned along the way after junior high school? Basically they teach you a little bit of it, but like, did you look like music theory, advanced one?
Yeah, I have a degree in music, so I could teach music. I'm very good. Yes, I know music theory and harmony, counterpoint, all those crazy terms. I know it from my education, and that's why if anyone's listening, I do highly recommend that you become educated, in music. You need to know what you're doing if you're going to do it.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Mhm.
So you actually sit down with your score chords and all that stuff, or you now can basically just know what you're going to play and be like, okay, I'm gonna put this
Well,
in C. Let it
yeah.
see.
Well. Before, I used to have a pen and paper and write stuff out, but now you have notating programs, which we
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
and so basically now, you can notate the stuff. In I use Logic Audio, and they do have a notator
Yeah.
in there.
Mhm.
So I'm able to write the charts out for my band. Primarily, that's what I do. But my son is the main cat. I mean, he's like working for Disney, and he
Right.
can write symphonic scores on finale. So you're not doing stuff by hand anymore. The people that are still doing stuff by hand, that's the old school way. Now it's all computer based.
And what made you get into? I heard you say. What made you get into that? Like being a creator, artist, creator. What made you do the jingle?
Well, basically, I've always I am a composer, and I've always wanted to be a composer. That means, writing the music behind picture. Hearing the strings and the horns and the harps. That's what I love doing that, and I've always said, like, as I get older, that's what I would that's what I really want to, like, evolve into. So I've always had, I'm always listening behind the scene. I'm always listening behind the music, behind the singer. I'm always listening behind the actor.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a very analytical ear on what's doing what and where it is and blah blah blah. So that's just kind of like the way I'm wired.
So you read, you write music, you play piano, you play trumpet, you sing, you write music, you arrange, you music direct, and you executive produce, and you do jingles.
Yeah, and I'm a composer.
And you're a composer. That is phenomenal. Do y'all have any more questions? Do you have a hooked up mic where you can play his jam? Or no?
I sent it to you.
Oh, you want me to play it?
It's on your check your message. You could probably just touch your message and it'll play.
Okay, let me see. But it won't play through the system. I ain't got my.
Oh, okay. You give me a second.
Okay, yeah. I if he ain't got no time, I mean, if he ain't got no time limit, I can keep going.
Well,
bro.
what kind
He's
of time?
he's very interested. Very interested.
What kind of time he on?
I don't know, brother. How much time you got that you can give us left?
Go ahead. Y'all are
You say
cool.
good. We're good. We're good. All right. So okay. So
I got a question.
there we go. Go ahead, sis.
My question is, have you ever thought about doing an Isley Brothers cover?
Well, that is a very good question, because my voice, I have that falsetto. So of course Marvin Gaye is number one. Because I have my Marvin Meets Miles album, and I kind of sing like Curtis Mayfield a little bit, and because of my falsetto, I can definitely nail Ronald Isley. I never thought about it at all. It was funny because I thought when you first said it, I thought you were going to say Isaac Hayes, and I just want to say that I write and produce all of my songs on my records. But there's two covers that I did on this new record. Of course, the one is Going Out of My Head, from Little Anthony Imperials. And the second one I did was Walk On By, which Isaac Hayes, of course, covered. Diane Warren was the original artist on that in 1965. But I did Walk On By, my version, and I'm very, very proud of it. But I can look into an Isley Brothers thing. Like, I'm not really big on covers, because you have to actually pay from an administrative point. You have to pay them. You got to pay them to press up albums. You got to pay whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, I stick to my own stuff, which I love, and I have plenty of stuff to do. But if I run into like a gem, like Going Out of My Head or Walk On By, I don't mind doing it as a cover.
I can definitely hear you as I sit here. I can definitely hear something along the lines of drifting on a memory.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Place I'd rather be than with you.
Look
Go
at
ahead.
you.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Yeah.
I can't hear you doing that.
I ain't never heard her do nothing like that before.
You sound good. You sound real good. You sound real
Yes,
good.
sis. Oh man, that was good. That was good.
That was
That was
good.
good. That was
But
good.
yeah,
That was
I
good.
definitely can hear, I can hear you that, you know.
Yeah, you good, Mike?
Oh.
We can hear you.
I got a little bit
And
like
that was dope, sis.
Yeah, that was dope.
That
oh,
was dope. Now, if you hear something that's really, really cool, shoot it my way and I'll consider it.
okay,
Ah,
definitely.
Thank you.
and
You
she
sound
broke
good
out
too, but
singing.
you sound good, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, we gonna
I am shocked. Yo, I'm sitting here still like, what you just Oh, that was good though. That was good. That was good.
Thank
Yeah. Go ahead.
Album-
If you got any more questions, go ahead.
Albums in stores.
The last MC.
fresh.
Oh man, yo, it's wild. Oh, so and the scene I don't want to. They say over there they have a culture behind the scenes. It's in the parties and the situations of how to get to the next level. Is that have you experienced any of that?
I have not. I'm not really. I'll go to certain events, certain little things, but I'm a family man first of all, and so I don't really hang out to kind of get connected. You know, I just don't. There's a lot of stuff out here in Los Angeles for sure. A lot of the stuff, you know, you have to be invited, RSVP, you got to be on the guest list and all that kind of stuff. And so if I'm not like invited or anything, no, I don't hang out like that.
Okay, that makes sense. Good man, good man. And with this project, what is the single that the one that Mike L is about to play, or that's a whole nother single to itself?
Okay, my headphones are kind of like running out, so I'm having a hard time hearing you. Say it again.
The song that you're pushing, is it the one that Mike L is going to play off the and is that on the
Hold on a second.
project? Hold on 1 second.
Hold on. He said,
Okay, maybe I can hear you now. Say it again.
I said, the song that Mike L is about to play, is that all for the album, or is that like it's just a single being pushed?
I'm really, really sorry. I'm having a technical issue on this end because my headphones are out, and so I'm having a hard time hearing you. Sorry about that. Let me see.
It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, so far.
Okay,
so
try it one more time.
Okay, I said the song that Mike L is about to play. Can you hear that part?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, single of his own, or is it on this project that you're dropping?
It's on the brand new record. My new album is called After We Play, and this song is called Butterflies. It's a hit single right now.
Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier, it's featuring me and Will Downing, and it is on the brand new album. It is top 50 in R&B right now. It's number 5 on R&B digital radio airplay. So this is on the current project. It's called Butterflies with Will Downing.
You there yet, Michael?
yeah, I want to see if y'all can hear it. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I'm so sorry because I'm trying to.
We hear it
are
now.
you playing the song? I'm not sure what you're doing now.
No, he ain't played it yet. If it sounds
hear it now?
we can hear it.
Can you hear it now?
In the
Well,
background.
I can't really hear anything because my headphones died. I can barely hear little questions. So then we're gonna probably have to wrap it up because I can't hear you.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. He's right. But if you can get that song to play, leave out, that would be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? If it can happen. If not, then it's been a blessing having you here, and much love and respect to, you know, everything you've done, have impacted, and I'm pretty sure this impacted us.
Yes, I remember this.
Well, it's really been my pleasure to be on the show. You know, you guys are
I know that
the next generation. You know, you're young and you're doing your thing, and I'm so happy to share what cats have shared to me. You know, they've come before me. So, you know, my job is to encourage and enlighten and empower, I guess, you know, the younger cats that are coming up, whatever you're doing. If you're a radio host like yourself, if you're a DJ, whatever you're doing, just, you know, really keep it going. And remember, you know what I said, if you don't believe in it yourself, nobody else will. And they put their pants on just like you do, or she puts her dress on just like you do if you're a female. Thanks for having me.
Hey, salute to you, brother. It was a blessing.
Absolutely. Make sure y'all can hit me up at johnnybritt.com. You can follow me on Johnny Britt Instagram, Johnny Britt Facebook, Johnny Britt Twitter. And please, if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, in 48 hours, I will be on stage at the Middle Sea Jazz Club downtown, Charlotte, North Carolina. And then this coming Saturday, I will be at the Tin Pan in Richmond, Virginia. Please come down and support. Love to meet you and check it out.
Hey,
Cool.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. So Mike L, good brother. There you go. I hear it now. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's
You know
it.
that I love you,
That's it.
and I always will be there for you and care for you like I promised. So many times it just don't work out. Whatever it is, I remember this. Yes, I know I'll know that you keep me forever now and forevermore. If I don't see you again, oh baby, feel ooh, butterfly. How can this be real? I still feel butterfly. Yeah, you know that I promised to never compromise my feelings, babe. My feelings for you, I'll always treasure every moment. Just what we had, we can't be mad. You know that I love you, yes I do. You'll always be in my heart. Ever now, forevermore. If I don't see you again, why do I still feel butterflies, butterflies? How can this be real? How can this be real that I still feel butterflies, butterflies? Why do I feel butterflies? Why do I still feel when you're not around, How can must be real, cause I still feel butterflies. Somebody tell me, why do I still feel? Anytime you're near, I still feel butterflies, butterflies. Each and every day. How can this be real that I still feel butterflies?
BB, you still feel butterflies, don't you?
I sure do. I want to hear that song again.
I'm about to say that shit was sexy, bro. You gotta
That's
play
a
that one
hot
more time.
song. That
Run
is
that
a
shit.
hot song right there. It's smooth. It's smooth.
Run it back, man. Run that shit back one more time.
That song is
That shit
so
was
hot
nice.
and smooth. That's
That
a
was
smooth
that
song.
was that Will Downing?
Run it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Will Downing.
Man, that is hot right there.
Run it back.
Anything Will Downing touches is golden.
Run it back, man.
That right there though, that right there do go hard though. I love to play that on the jazz setting though.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all spinning that record. That's my new joint right there, Butterflies, on a brand new After We Play album.
Phenomenal.
And I will be doing it in Charlotte in 48 hours. I will be doing that joint on stage at the Middle C Jazz Club, 7 p.m. And I'll also be doing it this Saturday at the Tin Pan in Richmond, Virginia. Make sure y'all come on out.
That was beautiful. That was yeah. And to just throw it out there, that trumpet was the point that really caught me the most of me, because I'm a big fan of horns, and I don't understand the logic of horns, like, because you gotta have breath, and it's a lot of saliva. You got your little spit valve and all that stuff, like, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, yeah, that was beautiful. The trumpet was that a muted trumpet you were playing?
Yeah, yes, a Harmon mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind Miles Davis plays. I'm really known for that,
Okay. Do you do the joint where you like that too?
Yeah, it's a plunger.
What?
Plunger.
Yeah. I don't know the terminology. I apologize. I just know I love muted trumpet. I love it. That's a technique that. Would you happen to know the origin of where they got the idea of using the plunger for that?
I don't. I just don't. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. No,
Okay.
I don't necessarily.
Fair enough.
But
it's interesting to me. Like, you'd be like, let me do this.
Yeah, they used to use like actually hats, like a hat, like I have on. They used to do
Really?
that, They used to use that as a kind of a effect for the plunger. So maybe it came from the hat. So you never know.
Okay. And so, okay, one more question. I ain't trying to keep you hostage. It's just you so interesting. I got so many questions. Keyboard, trumpet, the reading brass and reading strings, not strings, chords, keys. What are they the same? Can you transfer a trumpet into a piano? If you get what I'm saying. Not like just using the keyboard to play the trumpet sounds, but can you use a brass sheet and play the piano off of those keys? Would it come out the same?
Yeah, you have to do what you call transpose, because when you get into brass instruments, they're in different keys. So, like, for example, piano is in the key of C, right? That's the
middle
harmonic.
C.
It's but the trumpet is in the key of B flat. So if you, so I can't play a C on the trumpet, it'll be a C on the piano. If I play a C on the trumpet, it'll be a B flat it'll be a B flat on the piano. You see what I'm saying? So so that's why, like, when you're into orchestration and arranging, you have to know how to transpose, because all of the instruments, they don't fit like the trumpet. Like an alto saxophone is in the key of E flat. If you play a C on the alto saxophone, it's going to be an E flat on the trumpet. I mean, E flat on the piano. So it's a lot of little technical things. So that's what I'm saying. If you know, education is key if you want to really do this at a high level.
And which one you prefer doing, writing music or writing music? Get it, the words or the actual.
Well, my lyrics are cool. I mean, I wrote all the lyrics on this record, and maybe I kind of underestimate myself as the lyricist because
Okay.
I'm a musician first. I'm not a lyricist first. I'm a musician first.
Okay.
So I can come up with music. I can compose music in my sleep, from a keyboard standpoint at the drop of a dime. I mean, that's just kind of this naturally comes to me.
So if there was like a jam session, you could just be like, okay, anybody want to come up and play the piano? And they be like, yo, we doing this in D flat. You know the scale for D flat major, you know what I'm saying? Or minor or augmented or
yeah, I could do that. But if you
okay.
It all depends. It all depends. Like if you're talking about a song has even if the song is in D flat, it's not gonna stay on D flat for the entire song. It's gonna have movement. So you need to, if you had a jam session, so like if you had a jazz jam session, for example, they call tunes. So just because the tune is in D flat, if you don't know the tunes, if you don't know the changes to the tunes, if you don't know where it's going, you're gonna be a fool because the harmonic progression is gonna go someplace else, and you're gonna be in D flat, and we ain't in D flat. No, we're not in D flat no more. So it all depends. Like that's one aspect, but when you're talking about like hip hop or whatever, they basically kind of groove on. They will be in D flat for the whole song, if it's just a groove and blah blah blah. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different way of, speaking your language. Yeah.
Would you ever work with hip hop? If so, who would it be?
I would love to. I'm not really in depth with the community in hip hop. My son, of course, is, and he turns me on to whoever. And so I don't really know. I don't listen to it a whole lot. I mean, I do like it, but like my kids, they listen to that stuff like all the time. But I couldn't totally answer that question. I know. What's my man's name? I would like hip hop artists that are really inventive and doing some different stuff with their voice melodically, I would say, and lyrically. And what's my man's name? You know him. I just can't, again. But
is he young or older?
Maybe in his 30s. He really blew up with because my friend wrote a song for him. Y'all gotta start laughing if I say his name because he's so big. But just so we're not wasting time, I like Snoop Dogg is very unique, and I would work with him. He's cool.
Okay,
that's kind of like more from my generation.
We got another track if y'all want to get into that too.
I would love.
We play.
I would love to. Do you want to hear the other song? Can we spin the other one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a quick question before you go into it.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Like when you was talking about with hip hop artists though, would there be any like old school hip hop artists though? Would you mind working with?
I would really work with any hip hop artist. As long as they have integrity and they're about the business. Because I do love hip hop. I respect hip hop because it was created by Black people, and it's just like jazz came out of the blues, created by Black people. Blues turns into gospel. This is all like Black music that our people from different generations have created. So hip hop is phenomenal. I remember when it first came out, I heard rapping. I said, man, this is just talking. This ain't gonna go nowhere. This is people just talking. I'll tell you that. Wherever I first heard I said, this guy is just talking. He ain't singing. And I was wrong. And when you just look at just even like the Grammys this year, they had a tribute to hip hop and the different
50
generations.
years
50 years, and it's like really phenomenal. It's a phenomenal. It's like the blues. It's like the blues. So I have really big props for hip hop, and I would work with literally anyone, and I never have. I would love to. if you're a hip hop producer out there, and if you're really, serious in doing some stuff, I would love to sing some hooks, put some horns on some stuff, throw some nice keyboards on it. I'd be more than happy to do that. But yeah, I would be, to answer your question, absolutely, young or old, because I do love it. Like Duke Ellington said, there's only two kinds of music. There's good music and there's bad music. So, some good hip hop, I absolutely love.
Ray Tracks. No, let me stop. He's a platinum producer, by the way. He's been on the Billboard 3 times. Ray Tracks.
I mean, I would get down with you. It's not a problem. Just hit me up. Send me some stuff, and,
Hey,
I can put the Marvin Gaye on it, dog, and it'll be over.
Hey,
it'll be a wrap.
Because I'm a producer as well too.
DJ Unique. Well, producer Unique as well.
Yeah. But like I said, if you have something happening, if you want to get down, I would be more than happy. Seriously.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Michael.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the song after we play, featuring Peter White.
That's good.
Yeah, this is my number one hit on the jazz joint.
Oh, okay.
Number one hit record.
Nasty. That was dope. That was dope, man. That was dope. And you know what?
That was hot.
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to break out. I don't know if it was a reference track or not to this, but I wanted to come in and say, "What you won't do for love."
Exactly. I was
Ain't
thinking
tried
remix. I'm about to
everything.
remix that.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Dang, he that got that vibe right there. That Bobby Cotton.
Absolutely.
I rock with that. Heavy. Yes. Facts. So did you? Okay, you can hear the bass being strong with the pick and the music. Is the high part it's the high part being played? Is that off keyboard or is that actually the guitars doing that?
I'm sorry. Say it one more time, bro.
The bass, you can hear the picking of the pick of the strings in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the rawness is beautiful. I love it. I love that sound. The high pitch of the guitar part, the high keys of the high strings. Was that keyboard or was that?
Oh no, it's all Peter White.
Peter White. Okay, shouts out Peter White, man. Hey, he's bad. That was flawless.
Yeah,
that was flawless.
Thank
and you
you.
were the trumpet.
Okay, man. Of course,
you killed it.
Of course, so that's my record.
You killed it, man.
It actually, it's not a trumpet. It's actually a flugelhorn.
Wow. What is the difference?
A flugelhorn is a warmer sound. It's a much bigger bell and sexier.
Okay. Yeah, that was sexy. That was sexy. But both of the songs I heard were sexy. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that was my number one smash hit on the jazz charts. That joint you just heard, called "After We Play," which is the title track to the record.
Okay. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that was vibe, man. No words, all feeling.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it says so much though.
Thank you.
So it was words, but they're your words, our words, what we feel from what you gave. I love that. I like that passion. And so let me ask you this: how do you keep your wind so good? Do you smoke anything? Do you get down with the movies?
I practice. I practice. Like I told you, if you don't practice the trumpet, you'll never be able to play it. So
and that goes together with breath control too.
Of course, I'm a singer and I'm a trumpet player. That's my instrument. You don't have the breath, you don't have the support from your diaphragm. You can't do none of this stuff.
Is it possible to be a smoker and play a proper trumpet?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
I know I've kept you hostage over the time limit of what you could, but I enjoyed you. I enjoyed you, man. You were a treat.
Yeah.
I'm honored to have got to sit with you for real.
Yes,
well,
sir,
well, only reason I stayed on this long because you're real cool, and I think I felt the sincerity out of everyone, and so it's not a problem at all. This is probably the longest interview I've ever done, by the way.
And it was a great one too. Now this was a great one.
Good.
Awesome.
Well, make sure can I get a raw copy of it, please?
Yes. I'm saving the recording and I'll send it to your email.
Yes, send me the actual recording. It'd be fantastic. Well, guys, thank you so much. I am hungry. Went past my dinner time.
Appreciate
you. Everything is beautiful. Yeah. Again, stay up with me at johnnybritt.com. I'm the easiest guy to get along with. Hit me up, say hey. You want to collab? Let everybody know about the record of the show, especially in Charlotte in 48 hours at the
Middle C Jazz Club. I got you.
Yeah, I got you in the Middle C Jazz Club. And so and Sunday, where am I going to be in Richmond? Where am I going to be at? Where am I going to be?
Ooh.
I got you.
Is the 10 the tip? It starts with a T.
It's the 10 pan. Come on,
y'all. 10 pan. 10 pan.
Yep.
Y'all supposed to be on this and come on out.
You right. You right.
Well, thanks a lot for having me, y'all. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you next time. Okay, get that album.
Okay,
Blessings.
appreciate it. I'll get you that email too.
Okay, thanks. See you soon.
All right.
Peace.
Let's stop.
That was lovely. I love that. There you go, Mike. I told you to be a long one.